day 6. Not much change today. I've seen some new growth on this crypt here in the middle. Some new leaves coming up. And on this guy, there's the same crypt. Also, a new leaf on the Cenubius. And I think there's some new growth on a few other plants as well. It's just kind of hard to tell. Probably some on the Anacris back there. And also I think I spotted some on the jungle val, but I'm not sure. Not much else that's new since yesterday. The water is getting a little cloudy, so I think it'll like that water change scheduled for this Saturday. Now, water changes, they're going to be a little different than a normal maintenance schedule when you first start your planted tank. So, like I said before, you want to do, I'd say 6 or 7 before you plant the tank. So you're going to put your dirt in, you're going to soak that for a week in there, let it dry out, maybe wet it, let it dry out, wet it again. Then you're going to kind of mix in your clay and whatever else you want to add into that. Some people add peat and sand or live rock. Anyway, then you want to put your gravel on after you washed it. Make sure it's the way you want it to look. If you want to slope it back or keep it level, or if you want one area a little taller. Then you're going to soak, then you're going to fill it up the first day. Take it down, fill it up, take it down. There's 2. Then over the next 3 or so days, you're going to do 2 a day. I'd like to spread them out over the course of the day. So maybe 1 in the morning, 1 afternoon. So you have a total of 5 to 7 before you put any plants in there. It's going to get really cloudy those first days when you're doing those changes, and it's going to take a long time because you want to fill it up really slowly, especially when the water is like this high. Because if you just try pouring it in, it's going to hit that gravel and it's going to blow it everywhere, and then the dirt's going to just come flying up. Then you got a big mess, and you're going to have to just restart everything again, which is a pain. So 5 to 7 before you plant. Then once you plant, you're going to do 1 water change a week, 65 to 75%, and you're going to do that for about 4 weeks. Then after that, you can switch to once a week, 45, 50%. Some people do less than that, but I've heard big water changes are good, so why not? What else was I going to say? Oh, the white moss has not come back. There are little spots that I missed that did, but the majority of it stayed away, which is good. Rotel is looking good. Some of the stuff is already at the top, so I'm going to have to trim that pretty soon. I may take some of the trimmings into a local fish store, or eventually I will, but at this time, I'll just be replanting them in the back to add to this jungle already. I've had these lights on going for 7 hours a day. You don't want to do a lot in the beginning because it's going to cause causing a big, large algae outbreak, which is bad. So you want to do 8 hours at most. I'd say 6 to 7, depending on how much light you're putting out. These lights aren't that powerful, so 7 hours a day, and I have a timer, which I think is a good investment. You can get it at any local hardware store, and you can program. It lets you program for multiple days of the week, like a different time on the weekends, or every other day switch it up or something. And that way you don't have to worry about it when you're on vacation, or if you're just not home for a day, or if you forget, because if you forget, then you've got too much light or not enough light, and that can cause an imbalance of stuff and maybe cause algae outbreak or just stress on your plants. The snails, I've noticed, have come out finally. Let me try to zoom in on one here. Oh well, camera doesn't want to, but it's right there, that little speck. They've been kind of showing up periodically. It's almost guarantee you'll get some in your tank if you order plants from anywhere. It's not the end of the world, but they can reproduce very quickly because they reproduce asexually, so you only need one, and they're kind of hard to get rid of once they're invading everything. Some people really like them and they keep them. You can keep different types that don't reproduce very quickly. The one I just showed you is just a pond snail, which is like the worst. It's just like the most common type. But there are a few ways to get rid of them, like putting a piece of lettuce in your tank, or what else? You can buy assassin snails. They eat them all. Loaches eat them. You can just crush them against the wall, which is what I do, or pick them out. You'll see them on the leaves of like these Java ferns, or mostly the larger plants, Anubias, on the walls, by your filter, on big rocks. But they do help clean up algae and that kind of stuff, I think. So I might keep a few. We'll see. I just tested the water. It's looking like 0 nitrates. Pretty high pH. It's been around 8.0 because that's what my tap water is. It's kind of high, and I've heard it's not really good to be messing with pH, trying to fix it, because it'll fix it, but then your pH is fluctuating, which causes more problems than just having a low or high pH, so we'll see. It's not affecting the plants, and most of the fish that you're going to buy are from local stores, and the fish have already adapted to that pH level. No nitrites, and ammonia, almost 0 as well. So looks like we're getting close to adding fish. Thanks for tuning in, and next week I'm going to start doing those weekly videos. They'll probably be on Wednesdays and Sundays, once in a while Fridays as well. Sunday is Silent Sunday, with no talking, just an update on the tank. And Wednesday, I might be doing some plant specials, like just honing in on one type of these plants I have in here. Give you a detailed update in how to care for them. So, looking forward to starting that up and continuing that for the whole summer. Thanks for watching.